After the glorious success of Breath of the Wild over on the Nintendo Switch, it looks like Zelda might finally make its way onto mobile phones. If the news in today's Wall Street Journal is anything to go by, at the end of this year we will be seeing Zelda and Link charging about on touchscreen devices. With Mario, Pokemon and the Fire Emblem series all now available on mobile phones, what might Zelda look like on touchscreens? One option is Nintendo could take the route they took with Super Mario Run and make it a single-handed portrait view game, possibly an auto-runner, or maybe some kind of turn-based strategy come puzzler. I don't think we really need a Zelda auto-runner, and it doesn't really suit the game in the same way that it did with Super Mario. Say what you like about auto-runners, Mario is a platformer at heart, so it did at least fit in the context of the franchise. Which leaves the Fire Emblem option. Fire Emblem Heroes turned up on mobile in turn-based strategy top-down format, and that does fit a lot more with Zelda's classic aesthetic, especially the 16-bit and 8-bit entries in the franchise. Moving Link from tile to tile with a swipe of your finger, exploring dungeons in a roguelike Dungelot style, that could totally work. Link's famous selection of weapons and items could make an appearance, and there could even be some kind of crossover with Breath of the Wild on the Switch, unlocking extra items in the main game. When it comes to structure, the roguelike concept sort of comes unstuck when you consider Nintendo's famously crafted approach to level design. Procedurally generated stages might be out of the question. Nintendo would probably want to place every last chest, special item and boss character by hand, which is, fine by us. Of course, the most interesting thing is that Zelda's already had two touchscreen powered games, Legend of Zelda Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks on the Nintendo DS. Nintendo might pursue a more traditional course and create a sort of sequel or spin-off to these games. If you've not played them, they were also a lot more in keeping with the old classic Zelda games. Colourful worlds to wander around and kinetic real-time combat. The key difference was in the touch-driven control system, though even then there were still a few buttons involved. However, given the evidence of Super Mario Run and the fact that Nintendo seems to be treating mobile as a very distinct platform with different parameters to its previous handheld work, we don't think it's a very likely path for mobile Zelda to take. As much as we'd love a full recreation or true sequel of these games, it might wind up being a bit fiddly. But what might it look like? With Super Mario Run, Nintendo used an art style first established with New Super Mario Bros. On the Nintendo DS back in 2006. With a mobile Zelda, it would make a certain amount of sense to follow suit with those other DS Zelda games. Of course, their art style originated back in 2002's The Wind Waker on the GameCube, but its cute, cel-shaded styles scaled really well to a small screen format. It's also kind of cutesy and maybe more appealing than the recent handheld title A Link Between Worlds, despite the fact that Link Between Worlds is brilliant. So, mobile Zelda. Will it be a cel-shaded, single-handed roguelike? Or will Nintendo look to the past with a more traditional Zelda experience? One thing's for sure, after Breath of the Wild, they've got a pretty high bar of quality to meet. Let's hope 2017 continues to be the year of Zelda.